the next step is to create and schedule the snapshot report itself. So now I'm in setup already, as you can see here. I'm just going to navigate to setup home, and then I want to find reporting snapshots. So I can just type in the search bar and it appears under analytics. This is a bit of an overview screen. I can either check don't show me this again or just press continue. And then I've currently got no reporting snapshot set up, and I want to start a new one from scratch. You've got to give this a name, so I'm going to call it high level turnover snapshot. Unique name will populate. I can give it description if I wish, and then I also need to add the running user. So with this, I would always set to the Sage People System Support user, because if you are setting this up yourself and you're a systems admin and you leave the company and you're set as a running user, the reporting snapshot will then fail when and if you leave. So if you set that to the Sage Support user, then that won't happen and you should be good and it's future-proofed. Now I don't have that because I'm just in a trial log, so I'm going to select Steve Pendleton as the running user, as he is our main user in these trial logs. Then if I scroll down, I then need to find my source report, which I called turnover high level reporting snapshot source report or something along those lines. So these can be quite hard to find, but you can see anything in bold is a report folder. And if I scroll down, I just need to find my turnover snapshot folder, which is right at the bottom, and then I can find my turnover high level source report quite easily. And then the second thing you select is your target object. So that is the object we've created specifically for this snapshot, which is if you just click in and type H for high level and keep pressing H, you should be able to find it. And there it is. So I've got my source report selected and the target object. Now, just be careful when you're using this that you don't select, say, like the team member record, because that could potentially then override data you've got in your team member record when you run the snapshot. You only want to use a target object that is for snapshot information. So I'm just going to click Save and Edit Field Mappings. Now, because this is a high level report, I want to set the grouping level to grouping 1, just there, and which I've got as division in my test data. And the next step, I need to complete my mapping for the object. So what data do I want to populate? The nice thing about having the high level turnover snapshot information as a separate object is I'm only going to see the fields that I've created within it. So this list isn't too long. Whereas if I use, say, the general reporting snapshot object, which you're using to capture a lot of fields, this list will be quite long and it'll be hard to kind of figure out which ones you need to populate. So the simpler the better. So division, I would like to populate with a field that is division. Headcount at end of period, I populate with employed at end of period. Headcount at start of period, I replace employed at start of period. Snapshot name, I can populate, but it probably won't make too much difference in this case as we're using just one object for one snapshot, but no harm in populating it. Involuntary leaver in period, we populate with involuntary leaver in period. Leaver within period goes to leaver within period. Run date time gets populated with execution time. Starters within period gets populated with starter within period, and then you've got voluntary leaver in period. So you can see having that as a separate object makes it really clear and concise to populate. So I'm just going to click Save there. And that is my snapshot created, but it's not set to run just yet. So all I need to do is where it says Schedule Reporting Snapshot just down here, I click the Edit button. You can have the report emailed out. I don't want to in this case. I just want it to run in the background so I can start to collect that data, but it is an option if you would like. Now, what I want this to do is run monthly on the first day of every month. Because as I said earlier, the formulas are designed because of this running on the first day of the month. So you want to keep that consistent. You have to set a start and end time. So I'm just going to leave it as today, but the end time, it only wants to run it for a month by default. You can't have no end date, but I'm going to set this to really far in the future. So let's just put 2050. And then when I want this to run. So I might want this to run at 9 p.m. And then I'm going to save. And that is my reporting snapshot set up and scheduled to run.